Hedera holders, this chart weekly. This is good news. This chart daily. This is bad news. This chart 4-hour. This is good news. A lot of mixed signals. I'm going to tell you what they mean, why we're bullish, bearish, and bullish on the 3 different time frames. Also going to share some important updates on HBAR. So like the video and let's jump in. Now, I hope you like the weatherman intro on the last video. I'll be mixing those in from time to time. But today, we're getting straight to the bread and butter, baby. Straight to the meat and potatoes. Speaking of meat and potatoes, what kind of cut of steak is your favorite? Very random, but hey. This is posted by Paul Barron on X. White House crypto report shows Hedera as an American asset in the report. Major bullish catalyst driving HBAR momentum. Number 1, Robinhood listing. 25+ million investors now have access to buy and sell Hedera. Obviously, this is super bullish. Shared this on the last video. Number 2, 12% surge on listing day, became top performer in the top 20 cryptos. Again, this is the power. This is kind of the effect Coinbase had. Maybe a cycle ago, it got listed on Coinbase and everything rallied. Now it feels like it gets listed on Coinbase, everything dumps. You get listed on Robinhood or Binance, things start to rally. So that one wasn't too out of the ordinary. Number 3, Grayscale added HBAR to their smart contract platform fund, a 5.8% allocation. Kraken listing following institutional demand. This was big as well. I was very shocked to see that Kraken didn't already have Hedera listed on the exchange. So glad it's on there. Kraken is one of my favorite exchanges, if not my favorite exchange. I do want to get back to this one real quick. Grayscale, HBAR to the smart contract fund. Now, this might not mean a lot right now, but when everything gets converted from a trust to a spot ETF, this is going to be a big deal. Okay, so keep that in mind. 5.8% of that portfolio is going to be in HBAR, and that number could move up or could move down. My guess is it's going to move up. And the last one, HBAR ETF speculation, 90% approval odds per business analyst, while the White House crypto report focused on a broader regulatory framework. HBAR is positioning itself as the enterprise blockchain choice with Google, IBM, and Boeing on its governing council. This was a great post, again, put together by Paul Barron. That's his X handle if you want to go follow him. But I 100% agree, well, with all of it, but definitely the last part, is that is the one unique selling point for HBAR when you talk about enterprise and adoption is, hey, they got all the big players in the room with them, working with them already. And so it just, you put 2 and 2 together, it's not, it's just common sense to think that when companies like Google and IBM and Boeing, who we agree, eventually all enterprise will shift over to Web3, why would they go anywhere outside of the governing council that they've been a member of, that they have tokens allocated from, that they work directly with the team, they see what it does, they see the partnerships, they see the revenue model, they see everything. Why would you go with a different blockchain? So keep that in mind. Do want to share this as well. Yesterday's asset report from the White House, the crypto report from the White House, focused a lot on RWAs. We've had Paul Atkins, chair of the SEC, talk about how RWAs, everything is going to be on chain. Well, this is from Lunar Crush Social Analytics. How many mentions? Hedera came in number 3 with 13,500 mentions. Chainlink is leading the way here with 21.63K. But this is not like a make or break a statistic, but it tells you people are talking about Hedera, specifically in this case when it comes to real world asset tokenization. Now let's get back to the chart. Let's start with the bearish first, okay? The bearish is on the daily. Now, although we subverted a potential head and shoulders pattern by putting in this high, we are coming into a little bit of an M pattern. Now, M's the opposite of W's, and you flip them around, it's a W. This is a double top pattern, which is typically bearish, and these do typically break to the downside. Now, we got to try to figure out, well, where is this thing going to land if this pattern plays out, if the negative sentiment and negative price action continues in not just Bitcoin, but obviously altcoins as well. Well, we can take our Fibonacci tool, and we can draw, and we can see, well, where can we find Hedera settling in if it does break to the downside? We just took the entire leg of this move from around 15.5 cents up to its wick high of around 30.35 cents. And you find our gold pocket sitting right above 20 cents right here between 20.75 and 21.23 cents. That would be the very first level that I keep my eye on for a potential bounce on HBAR. Anything further down, obviously, we'd have to wait and see what the volume looks like. Now, the one thing I will say that's also quite bearish on the daily is on our pumps, we're seeing decreasing volume. On our sell-offs, we're seeing increasing volume. We can take a peek at what market cipher B is telling us. Money flow has clipped. It is currently sitting at 15.67 to the upside. You did just get a red dot on the momentum wave oscillator, and you're starting to see a lower high on the momentum wave to the upside, right? We reached that peak of around 101. Now coming in, that second wave on the momentum oscillator put in a lower high than previous. And we do have VWAP currently continuing to trend to the downside. It'll be interesting to see where this money flow goes, if it takes a sharp dive to the downside, or if it just flattens out, kind of plays in the middle, starts slowly building. Once you start seeing price action and more money flowing in, you should see this thing go absolutely vertical. Now let's visit the time frame that is the most bullish. Why? Because this is the highest time frame that I'm showing, the weekly time frame, which is the complete opposite of the M pattern on the daily. This is a W pattern. Now this is inherently super bullish because we have a double bottom, and we should see HBAR start to rally off of the if it does get down to that 50% retracement. Well, a lot of people are expecting this last high we had here, right? That middle part of that W pattern that sits around 20.7 cents. Which, if you go back to the daily time frame, we drew those fibs. That is that gold pocket for the Fibonacci retracement. We can take a look at market cipher B on the weekly. Let me get rid of these. Nothing really to note here. I mean, just some obvious facts here. We're looking at hopefully seeing this money flow start to break that zero line and trend to the upside. Obviously, we have stalled out a little bit. Hopefully, this doesn't turn into a upside down U-shaped pattern where it does start to trend down again. We were on a path to clearing and getting into that green money flow. We'll see. Obviously, I think this momentum wave is going to clip a lot further down than our high was back here. Again, this is on the weekly, and there's still about 2 to 3 days left. VWAP starting to come down. And so the oscillators and the indicators are telling us this rally is losing steam. You can see on the volume from last week's candle, it did have a drop off. It didn't quite get to the high it had the previous week, as you can see here on the volume, but it did exceed the high from the week prior to that. And so a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news. And the 4-hour, actually, 4-hour looks decent. And I was just looking at market cipher B here. A couple things to note as I get rid of this ugly line here. So the one thing to know, the first thing you see is a green dot on the momentum wave. This is excellent. Okay, that's what you want to see. The other thing that is very bullish for me is a higher low on the momentum wave oscillator. Okay, so this is to the downside. 4 hours telling us that the downward price action is starting to stall with the momentum oscillators, right? The RSI and the stochastics are starting to point up, seeing a nice V-shaped recovery. Will buyers step in? VWAP is currently trading above our zero line at 3.29. Money flow still flat to the downside, so that is one thing to keep in mind. Let me know what you think. Where's Hedera going? What's your price prediction? Let us know in the comment section. Also, come check out our live show, Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Till the next one. Peace.